Hey all, 118 Set Shadow here. So let's go ahead and get into today's market watch. At this point, a lot of Bushiroad's news these days is going to be on the reveals for the new Buddy Fight collaboration. So there may not be as many big spikes coming around. Well, I'll have to take a look at how Buddy Fight can actually interact with all the different nations. I'm not sure if it can. And I didn't get to see today's update yet. Well, with that in mind, though, let's see where things are going. The only other thing that could really be affecting these prices is pretty much what's happening with the BSF results. First thing I want to talk about is a Zorga support card from DivineZ 2, Abomination of Impending Karma. So, it's as cheap as it gets for a pretty decent triple rare, given that Zorga, while not a really popular deck, it's still a truck when it goes off. $1 to pick it up at the lowest for the triple rare, and if you want to get the silver rare, it's not far away from that, just over 220 with a market price of over 250. The FFR is also on the cheaper side at around $17 to grab and a market price around 23. If you're looking for the EXS of Mashiro Kurata, that's been off the market for some time. So Bang Dream is getting new support cards new collaboration cards and some new support with DivineZ 8 coming up this week. But this card has been sold out for a while and has sold for a high of 45 in the last 3 months. That was back in March though. More recently it sold a little bit lower, but still up there. And this is the main grade 3 Vanguard to play in the Mashiro Kurata deck, which did have a loop going for it that would make it pretty insane, but I believe Bushiroad cut that loop by errataing one of the key cards. Bard of Brave Instrument Corino. There have been some late buyers on this card now that Youthberg is coming out in this weekend. It's $20 to pick up the double rare right now with a market price of about $12.70. Just the other day, there were listings closer to $15, but they all got bought pretty readily. The frame rare has 3 listings on the market from about $17, and its market price is close to $20. So, if you haven't picked up your Youthberg stuff yet, it seems that there were some other players that got ahead in picking them up last minute. Yuyu is getting So with DivineZ 10, Yuyu is going to be the feature character for that box. And so we're definitely going to be getting a new Virina, which I think they already give us a name. The Japanese variant is Ars Virina, which I'm getting. I don't know what exactly they intended with that. In any case, if we're still going to be using crossover dress, there's Apogea from set 13, which is a triple rare, and it only has 3 listings on the market right now. It's the unit that allows the outer dress through the overdress to be immune to card effects for about a turn. There are only 3 listings on the market, 2 of which are 5 to 8, and then we have a $12 one after that, and each one only has 1 copy available. There's also Straw Virina, which is the massive crossover dress. 8 listings on the market, $6 here. Market price is currently around $6.50, which is a drop off from around 7 3 months ago, just over that. But there are more copies of this one on the market, and a lot of copies are around the $7 mark, more consolidated around 9. Steam performer Togue. Well, Harry has not had any significance recently, and thanks to the premium limitations that have happened, Togue is no longer really as much of a relevant card, but it's still an expensive card. $15 right now for the original promo, but the foil is a little bit cheaper on its lower listing, $13, but they both only have 7 listings. The reprint that comes from Festival 2024 is currently $14. All of these are lower than their current market prices. The original promo's market price is also the lowest, around 15, while the others are 20 and above. But it's still a good idea to have at least one or at least a few copies of this if you need it. But at this point, I don't think there's a lot of significance to it. Keeper of the Moon Gate Visitor. Now that we are getting newer support for this in DivineZ 8, wanted to revisit this again. Not really seeing any big popularity spike here. It's around $5 to pick up the triple rare, which is lower than its current market price. The silver rare, the FFR, all of these are lower than their current market prices right now. The silver rare is around 13 and the FFR is around 34. The secret rare is currently close to 350. It's 348 at its lowest and its market price is 305. And as a reminder, for DivineZ 8, we are getting a DSR of this card, and there's one listing right now for 550. The set releases on Friday, so we'll see what happens to this price. 7 Hughes Bridge Lucille, which is the rainbow generator for Lyrical Monasterio. Despite its higher utility due to bounce-based cards, this card has also dropped off quite a bit. The triple rare is now $15, and while the silver rare has not gone under 20, we're still looking at around 26, which is lower than its current market price of 29. And the double frame rare is available for 123, right around its market price, which is right around 123 as well. Sealed Blaze Sword Davia, or Diava. So, lots of listings on the market for this one between all three of its rarities, and the card is cheap to pick up. If you want to pick up the double rare, less than 50 cents market price, and then the silver rare is around $3 with a market price closer to $6, but it's got 30 listings on the market. And then 23 listings on the frame rare, which also has a market price above 5 and a low listing just above 3. To the same point of Yuyu getting new support, it would be a good idea to keep your eye on the Blaze Maidens, given that there may be some that might become relevant depending on what kind of support Yuyu gets. Blaze Maiden Alpru is the newest Blaze Maiden that we've gotten from DivineZ 7, and it's easy to pick up right now. 50 cents or lower for the double rare. The frame rare is 50 cents at its lowest with a market price of closer to 2, and the silver rare is currently $2 with a market price just above that. A quick look at the front triggers for DivineZ 6. Well, the Cater Sanctuary one, Divine Sister Natila, well, given that we got that Divine Sister promo, this one has some more relevance because of that. But despite that, and despite Youthbird coming along, we're not seeing a really big spike on this one at all. In fact, the silver rare is under $10 right now. It's $9 at its lowest with a market price of about $11.50. The frame rare is a little higher on its lower listing. That one's closer to $10 with a market price closer to $8.50. Endearing Vendor Martinia. That card is still the most expensive of all of these Soulfront triggers at $15-ish for the double rare. And the frame rare is currently $19 with 5 listings on the market. Where's the silver rare? Closer to the bottom at about $20.50 and a market price closer to $17. So that's not moving too much. Aduro, which is the Dark States one, does not have a lot of value going for it either. And even Stealth Fiend Futachkyo is $5 for its frame rare, $8 for its silver rare, and about $6 for its double rare. The one you might want to watch out for, though, is Tier Knight Rotheon, given that it's a little bit low on listings for its double rare right now. It's under 10 listings at around $7, and the market price is also right around that point. The silver rare is still around $11.50 with 17 listings, but a market price closer to 15. A quick look at the different variants of Tethfault now that we have Youthbird coming along soon. The original triple rare has gone up to about $32 with a market price of around $28. The reprints between Dealer's Big Strategy, which is the triple rare from Koro, or the Koro rare, which is Utsuki Goku-kun Tenko Ono. That one is $18 at its lowest with 5 listings on the market, so that one's a little bit short. And then high rarity wise, you have the gold Koro Koro rare of Tenko Ono, which hasn't sold at all. It's 113. Deadfault's original double frame rare is 140 at the lowest with a market price over 150. Elusori Lantern Demonic Lady Full Color, which is from DivineZ 3. Not much going for this card right now, but it is holding a decent value for a triple rare. $11 right now to pick up the triple rare with a market price close to $9.50. The silver rare is $10.50-ish with a market price of $13. And the double frame rare has 4 listings on the market at $32.50 to start. Somewhat higher than the market price of about $29.50. Fiend Beastsh Inimaru, which is from DivineZ 5 and is Varga support, also particularly Malworm support. Its frame rare is low on listings right now. There are only 3 listings available, starting from about $260 and a market price of close to $150. We actually saw a pretty good amount of sales of this card around mid to end of April, where this card has been moving for about $1 all the way up to $3. And now there are only 3 copies on the market, ranging basically around $2 to $4. Chaos is also doing decently for itself, but its big support cards for Mikani are not really that big to pick up. Between the original and reprints from Triple Drive, the grade 3 cool-headed executioner or executor I should say, is cheap. Basically around 50 cents to pick up market price wise, and Go Ahead Mikani, which is the grade 1, it's about $9 to pick up the original from Minerva Rising at its lowest, and about $13 for the Triple Drive reprint. They are plentiful in listings, though. The Triple Drive Booster one has less, but it's over 10 listings, so not much fear of a buyout at this point. If you want the FFR of the grade 1, that's $99 at the lowest, but a market price of around $51. And then the SP of the original grade 3 is $34 with a market price of about $14. And that'll be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.